we are gearing up for the Love Experience happening live at the Labadi Beach Hotel. We've heard from Becca, who is promising you nothing but the best. Today, the sensational Kwabena is promising you a night that will go down in history as one of the best in your lives.
It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be a very cool, cozy, romantic night. I mean, I'm gonna suit you guys, you know, and it's going to be a long night of romantic music. I mean, a lot of interaction with you guys. I mean, it's going to be nice. And hey, you got to bring a partner.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be very romantic. It's going to be very intimate. So yeah. But then the biggest beneficiaries will be the ones who got the 2,000 tickets. Because you have a hotel room.
Definitely you want to be part of the Joy Love Experience tomorrow. See you there. But listen to this. Okay, so this man is trending. Nancy MFA Jadosi is in the studio, and she will tell us all about it. Why is he trending?
Well, so Burna Boy tweeted yesterday that he is the best on the continent, and that has raised a lot of arguments on social media, specifically Twitter. There are those who are saying that he's been arrogant because, I mean, people paved the way for him to be
like what
he is today. But he says no, he got there by himself, and that is what people are angry about. And so they are saying that you are not the best just because you claim to be the best.
And who is the best?
Well, they are now giving examples of Davido and Wizkid.
Oh, Masa.
Maybe Sarkodie.
Best alone. Okay, what else are people talking about?
Well, so World Radio Day is trending, and Mami Esi says radio, a medium I've loved and respected all my life, a powerful medium that connects millions across different races, creed, and gender lines.
What we do without radio. And that's it for the midday news. I am MFA Pau. There's more news when you log on to myjoyonline.com. Let's meet at Labadi Beach Hotel tomorrow. Get your tickets now. Dr. Mensa Otabil has living word. Thanks for your company.
What kind of phone is this? Hey, Joe, into the coloring to have a run new year. Chance not for you. Go be upgraded. Shesuna dial *120*1#. Nabeka MTN Rizzo level promo. Hey, the free and Nakopim. Every Busumi in a year. Would the Kosuna use with MTN number? No. 2 more. Now bet me we need 20,000 iPro 5S phones to move up. Cafe door. Bob, come on. Test it. Now for Chama Monica. Agbena. Kaise Ubechenyu Rinto. So Osaka iPro 5S phone. MTN Rizzo level promo. New year, new phone, new ringtone. We are good together. We're there for you everywhere you go.
This is the Open House Party.
This show is all about the hottest tracks, the latest hits, the freestyles, the amazing guests, the live phone-ins. It's your number one Saturday night show, the Open House Party on the number one radio station, 8 p.m. to 12 midnight with the one and only DJ Black. # Open House Party on all social media platforms.
It's the Open House Party here on Joy 99.7 FM.
Get ready for a Valentine's Day with a difference. The Love Experience. A night of love songs, good food, great company with you and that special someone. Ask no questions. Have no doubts. Just come and wine and dine with live band sessions from the music goddess Becca and the ever-smooth Kwabena. There'll be karaoke sessions, a special love hunt, and the Knowing Me, Knowing You segment. It promises to be lit with loads of giveaways and surprises. And the best part is, you get to have a cozy night stay at the plush Labadi Beach Hotel and wake up to the sunrise with breakfast on the beach. Just give us a call on 0540-106466 for reservations. The rate is a cool 2,000 Ghana cedis for couple with a full package including bed and breakfast, and 700 Ghana cedis for the concert night, which includes food and drink.
To buy your tickets for the Love Experience with Becca and Kwabena via Momo, just dial *920*50#. Select the buy ticket option and select option 3 to purchase it.
The Love Experience, the true meaning of love.
There's only one place to set your mood right when it's a Friday night. The Weekend Warmer with DJ Black. All the hot throwbacks, all the hottest tracks, all the live phone-ins, everything that's gonna make you laugh and put your mood right on a Friday. The Weekend Warmer on Joy 99.7 FM with DJ Black, 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. Yeah.
Slamming and breaking down the hits with DJ Black on the Weekend Warmer.
Weekend Warmer. Yes, my people.
Yes, Weekend Warm-Up with DJ Black.
On Joy FM.
Change the way we look at things, the things we look at change.
Winning strategies, nuggets of wisdom, unforgettable stories, all in one inspirational hour. Springboard your virtual university with Albert and Comfort Okran and guests.
Planning is bringing the future into the present.
A job is for the salary, is mundane, is survival-oriented, and there's no passion. But a career has fulfillment, innovation, drive. A growth path is clear, and you can build step by step all the way to the top.
Matriculate at 7 p.m. and graduate at 8 p.m. every Sunday on Joy 99.7 FM and live on Facebook. Springboard is brought to you by Legacy and Legacy and Joy 99.7 FM and proudly sponsored by MTN, Enterprise Group, UMB Bank, and Axis Pension Trust with support from the graphic business.
Bringing hope to many around the globe, transforming lives into legacies. Living Word with Pastor Mensa Otabil. And now, today's word.
2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 6 to 10. It says, "For it is the God who commanded light to shine out of darkness, who has shone in our hearts to give the light of the knowledge of the glory of God in the face of Jesus Christ. But we have this treasure in earthen vessels, that the excellence of the power may be of God and not of us. We are hard pressed on every side, yet not crushed. We are perplexed, but not in despair. Persecuted, but not forsaken. Struck down, but not destroyed. Always carrying about in the body the dying of the Lord Jesus, that the life of Jesus also may be manifested in our bodies." Amen. Now this passage is speaking about our spiritual life and how God uses our spiritual life as Christians and how God grows our spiritual life. But the principles that he talks about concerning our spiritual life also talks about our natural life. So although the immediate reference is to our spiritual life, there is an application for it in our physical life. Now, I'm not going to focus on the spiritual aspect of the verse. I'm going to see how this verse applies to our natural life. Now, if you look at the verse, it starts by talking about how God commanded light out of darkness. Now, most of us are familiar with it. God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. Then the verse moves on and says that the same God who commanded light to shine out of darkness has given the light of his glory through Christ. So there is a light, physical light. When God said, "Let there be light," now the writer is drawing a parallel between God saying, "Let there be light," and the light that Christ brings. And then he says that the light of God has been shown into our hearts. And then he tells us that the light of God is a treasure in us. Then he tells us that we are earthen vessels carrying the light of God's glory in us. And that the treasure in us produces excellent power. And then he says this power is not our own, but God's. Then he tells us the challenges we face because of the treasure we are faced with. So, God put something inside of us. But he says that we are earthen vessels. It's a very risky thing to put something precious in something not precious. It's like putting a bunch of diamonds in a tattered fabric. It's the person who does it is taking a risk. He's taking a risk because he has invested diamonds into something that can easily break, something that can easily let the diamonds be lost. And that's what God does. God has extreme treasure, but he doesn't look for perfect people to put the treasure in. He doesn't wait for you to be completed before he puts the treasure in you. God takes his treasure and says, as weak as you are, as limited as you are, I'm still going to invest my treasure inside of you. So you have the treasure, but you are an earthen vessel. You are not the best carrier of treasure. But that's how God works. He puts treasure in people we think he shouldn't put treasure in. You know, it's almost like when you are walking by the roadside and you hear somebody is blind and he's begging for money. I mean, in our society, a blind man begging by the roadside for money is supposed to be one of those low-level people. And then the person starts to sing for money. And then you listen to his voice and listen to the pitch and listen to the quality and the tonal quality of his voice. And he's a blind man sitting by the roadside, never been to music school, singing better than people who have grades in music. What do you see? You see an earthen vessel, weak, but out of him, you see God has put treasure. That is how our lives are. God invests treasure in us. And each one of us here, there is treasure in you. There is a treasure of Christ in you. But beyond the treasure of Christ in you, there is also the treasure of gifts and talents and abilities that God has poured inside of you. Now that treasure in you will go through a process, and Paul talks about it. And I want you to note how he describes what happens to the earthen vessels. So I say that those who carrying treasure will be hard pressed. He said we are hard pressed. That word hard pressed means to be squeezed. It's like squeezing that olive fruit to get oil out of it. It's like squeezing grape in order to get grape juice out. It's like squeezing orange in order to get orange juice out. God says because there's treasure in you, he's going to allow you to be squeezed. Why do you squeeze an orange? Because you want treasure out of the orange. Why do you squeeze the grape? Because you want the juice out. Why does God allow you to be squeezed? Because there is treasure in you. We are hard pressed on every side, yet not crushed. He says that pressure you are feeling that seems as if this pressure is killing me, it's killing me. He says it's not going to kill you. It's only to extract virtue from you. Because there is virtue sitting in you, and the virtue sitting in you must be extracted. And for you to be, for you to get that virtue out, pressure. Talk to any high performer in the world, and everybody is going to tell you a routine that will make you feel dizzy. Talk to the top footballers in the world. Talk to Ronaldo. Follow his routine, his training schedule. He is the best, supposedly, well, arguably, in the world, but has never let down the pressure, hard pressed on every side. Why? Because there's treasure sitting inside of him, and if he doesn't hard press himself and squeeze himself, the treasure will stop flowing. So one of the things that is going to happen to you is either you pressure yourself or God will use somebody to pressure you. And since most of us are very, very lenient to ourselves, the best way for pressure to come is from an external, non-feeling source. He said, you have no feeling. You have no feeling. You don't know I'm a woman. Yeah, you're a woman, but you are saying what a man can do, a woman can do. You don't know I'm a woman. I've got 3 children. Pressure. Why? And you feel this guy is killing me. He's going to crush me. No, Paul says we are hard pressed, but it's not killing us. But it will be pressure. You will cry. Crying is good. It just shows the process is working. Now there are those who are going to run from that process. Hard pressure. Don't give me pressure. Don't give me pressure. Don't give me pressure. So they leave. Go to another company. Go to somebody else who will treat them nicely. It's okay as you are. Anybody who tells you it's okay as you are, I'm telling you, hates you. It may be a voice of love, but it's an act of hatred. Because that treasure in you has to be forced out. So Paul says we are hard pressed. How many of you have felt hard pressed? How many of you? How many of you? And you feel you're going to be crushed. If this, I won't survive this. I won't survive this. I won't survive. I'm dying. No. And then the next day you wake up, the birds are still singing. You're still here. You didn't die. It's hard pressed on every side, yet not crushed. Why? Because we have treasure inside us. But that's not the only thing. I wish Paul would stop with hard press. But he said perplexed. The word perplexed means at a loss, not knowing where to turn. When pressure is so hard, you don't know whether to call mama or to call papa. You feel dry. You feel empty. You feel everything in you has been squeezed. You say, I have nothing else to give. I've given my best. And the pressure is still coming. So he says, because of this treasure, we are crushed and we just feel perplexed. Have you ever felt at a point you've done your best and it's not working? Especially when you work for a pressure machine. A boss who is a pressure machine. Some bosses are pressure machines. And you've given your best. You've written that report 1,000 times. You say, I don't even know which English to use again. I've done it. That's what Paul is talking about. Perplexed. But not in despair. In other words, although we don't know what to do, we're still hopeful that we're going to meet the standard. We're still hopeful that we will be able to pass that exam. We're still hopeful that we'll still go through it. We are hard-pressed. We are perplexed. The third thing he says, we are persecuted. That simply means he's still running after us. To be harshly pursued, but not forsaken. You've squeezed, you're dry, yet the pressure is on, you're still being pursued.